Hello and welcome to this special edition of Constitutional Law, a summary in preparation for exams. Now, your module is comprised of various topics. You will see that the first topic has to do with the different forms or types of constitution, and then we look at the concepts or principles of constitutionalism, such as the rule of law, separation of state and church, checks and balances, and so on. And after that, we begin to look at the definition of democracy as well as the pillars of democracy. And among those pillars, you will see equality, non-discrimination, frequent elections, and other concepts. There are about 10. Then the next topic has to do with human rights. And this is a very, very important topic. So the next topic, as I was saying, is human rights law. Very important because it is enshrined in the Constitution in Part 3 of the Zambian Constitution. And this is where you begin to see the state providing for basic rights and freedoms for the citizens. So the first category of rights being the civil and political rights, the right to life, the right to vote, the right to participate in an election, and so on. Those are civil and political rights. And other rights have to do the second generation of rights, which are social, economic, and cultural rights. Here you have the right to employment, the right to generate an income, the right to belong to a trade union of your choice, the right to basic health care, the right to adequate shelter, the right to water and sanitation, to a good nutrition. Now, the role of the state in the second generation of rights being social, economic, and cultural rights. And then there is a third category, which is the group and collective rights, which are enjoyed as a group or a community and include the right to development, right to peace. Please read this chapter on human rights very carefully because it has examples of Zambian case law where citizens' rights were violated by the state and how they sought relief in the courts of law. Thereafter, we begin to look at the Zambian constitution from the time of independence until today. So the development of the Zambian constitution is originated at independence. In fact, immediately prior to independence with the British Order in Council, which you'll find. Moving on from the origin of the Zambian constitution, we look at its history. So the Zambian constitution went through a series of changes from 1964 to date, including the Second Republic, which is a period from 1973 to 1991, where Zambia was a one-party state. There are various issues there. We need to understand how the constitution was converted from the original multi-party constitution to a one-party state and what were some of the features. Secondly, after 1991 until 2016, again, the constitution reverted. So having considered the evolution of the Zambian constitution, you will find in your module that we begin to now look at some of the remedies under constitutional law, especially judicial review as a remedy itself. And also we will look at some of the writs which are there, the writs of certiorari, the writ of mandamus, prohibition, some of the other reliefs such as injunctions, which are there to either prevent or compel a plaintiff to do or not to do something, some action. So those are some of the remedies you'll see. I think there are a few cases there as well which you can look at. And finally, we look at the Constitutional Court itself. What are the powers and functions of the Zambian Constitutional Court, which was created in 2016 by Act of Parliament? Your module concludes with the 2016 Constitution, which is a culmination of contributions from various stakeholders beginning from about 2011. So you will see that over a very long period of time, a number of changes were made. And this is the constitution which provided for dual citizenship. It provided for a number of new things, including a running mate and others. So again, you will find that in your notes. Lastly, you will see a final attempt in recent times to amend the Constitution. That is the 2019 Constitutional Amendment Bill number 10, which is also known as Bill 10. So we critique Bill 10, and we also look at the case of, the Law Association of Zambia and Chapter 1. So with that overview, I hope you will be able to focus on your studies. You have been already provided with a recommended text by Hilaire Barnett. This text is very good in terms of the cases, the principles and concepts. However, do not focus much on the British history. At that point, you need to divert and look at the module, which is provided for as well. And even the module itself ends in 1991. So I have improvised and provided you with separate notes. I hope you have received that combination so that you're able to read. And the topics, as I have outlined, are very simply, they're about 7 or 8, and very clearly outlined. So I wish you all the best in this festival.